Now I get this kind of problem a lot, and this is noisy plumbing. So let's have a listen. The customer's saying that when they've used the shower, when they use a hot tap, they're getting this humming noise. So let's see if we can find it. Very often when I come into a house, do this, they go, oh, it's not happening now. Like they were making it up just to get me round here. Why would they do that?
Maybe you're so good now you don't even need to touch anything to fix it, just your mere presence.
It's just, I don't need to make house calls anymore. I just send it down the phone line.
Good vibes.
Yeah, hot on the left, cold on the right. Ouch! That's hot, yeah. Right.
Turn the shower on. I don't want to tell you your job.
You're a cameraman. The shower's actually using the cold supply as well, so if that might be it. Do you know what? I thought it's a piece of glass there. I've done it the other way around before and gone to walk in and hit the shower. Run a bit of water off. Water as the Americans would say. You can tell I've had a coffee, can't you? Let's have a listen now. Here we are.
Hey, Roger. Roger. Over here. I want you to go and investigate.
Okay, so now we need to go and investigate. I need a light. I'm going to need a light because I want to go up in the loft. This is a dust mask. Okay, so what we normally get is we get a noisy float valve. These float valves, they can wear out slightly, and as they wear out, they take on the characteristics of a musical instrument. So that's it, all we need. Just split that one from there rather than mess about, and then, because this is fully compatible, this, I can now just take the front of this one. The most important thing is that red washer there. Because very often they get dropped down inside the tank and then you can't get to them without getting your arm wet. So we'll just screw that on there, tighten that back nut, yeah? It's sometimes easier to do these valves up without this little spout on the top, and then we can just put it back in afterwards. And now I'll nick the float from this one. Just give it a little wiggle to make sure it's not got any water in it. Sometimes they leak. If they leak, it's worth getting a bigger one. So that's going in there, Billy. All right. Okay, turn the water back on, see what happens. That's the water back on. Job's a good one. So I'll just take this mask off. I can explain to you something. This is one thing you get. The float valve is acting like a musical instrument. It's just vibrating, and that's why you hear that sound. And it sounds like a bassoon or something like that. The other problem that you get quite a lot, especially in bigger tanks, is you get what they call ball valve bounce, which is where the water's coming into the tank and it's forming little waves, if you like, and then the valve starts bouncing up and down on top of the surface of the water, and as it does, of course, it sends the water in erratically there, which makes the waves worse, and before you know where you are, you've got this horrendous noise which sounds like a steam train coming through. And I can't do it now because this one won't do it, but sometimes you get that, it vibrates through all the pipework in the house, and I have had people phone me up even late at night and they go, oh, I think the house is going to blow up, something's going to happen, you know, and they think it's a really alarming sound, but it's nothing more than what we call water hammer, which is the fact that water's not compressible. When you stop it suddenly, it's got nowhere else to go, and it just vibrates through the pipe. It can be very, very loud indeed. So, curing the bounce in your Ballcock, that's what everybody wants to know. The question on everybody's lips. One thing you can do is put in a bigger float, put in a 6-inch float, and that gives it a bit more buoyancy, and sometimes that solves the problem. The other thing we sometimes do is put in a damper. I've even used something like an old yogurt pot, if you like, on the end of a bit of wire, and that hangs down below the water surface, and it just means that as the arm comes up, it's dragging on that little sea anchor, if you like, that little bit of resistance made by the yogurt pot, and that just stops it from bouncing up and down. Simple little thing like that sometimes can do the trick. While I'm up here, you never know what you're going to find in lofts, but just have a look at this. That is the extractor fan from the shower room. So that's taking all the steam out from the shower room, but it ain't going anywhere. The other bit of flexible hose has fallen off the end. It was never going anywhere. I suspect at one time it went out through the roof, and that when this roof was re-roofed, the roofers thought, well, I'm not going to bother with that, and they left it. So all the steam from that shower room is coming up into this loft. And actually, to tell you the truth, the loft is pretty dry, so maybe there's enough draft going through this loft to take that moisture away. So not the end of the world, but just goes to show, doesn't it? You pay someone to do a job, maybe they put the extractor fan in, you see it working, and you think, oh, that's lovely, thank you very much, here's the money. And talking of money, it's time for me to go and rinse the customer.
I've not heard that one before. Is that like holding them by their ankles and shaking them?
Yeah, see what we can find in the way of loose change and credit cards, yeah.
Don't forget Bitcoin.
Ah, yeah.